Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in. This is a special edition of Coffee with Rhino Man. We have our guest in the background. He's getting ready to get in here and tell us about himself and let you guys know some secrets about what he's been doing. I see him in the background right now. But first, let me do like I always do. Before we get to Big T, let me give you three questions. These three questions are just to trigger some kind of ideas or responses or just trigger something for you. So, what time do you post? Do you know when you should post videos for your channel? Your analytics could help you out with that, but I would experiment because sometimes when you post, other people are going live. You might not do it. Post at different times of the day until you find that right sweet spot for yourself. Um, Question number two, lives or videos? What do you like to watch? And then what do you like to do better? So think about that. If you like to watch lives, then it'll probably be best for you to produce lives. If you like to just watch videos, probably just work on your videos. So you do what you like. So make sure that whatever it is that you like to do, you're producing that same thing. You could do a combination of both, but hey, that's where it comes. And this is a question for everybody that's starting out or they've been around a while. How far have you come? Do you go back over your content? Do you look at it from the beginning when you first started? I find it hard to look at my very first video because it sucks so bad. But if you look at it along the way, you could always see progression. And that's what you have to keep in mind. Progression in your channel. Don't look at somebody else's channel and say, "Hey, how far? How do I get to them?" Can't do that. You have to look at it as from your channel's perspective. How far have you come since you first started? Anyway, that's the three questions. Today's channel supporter of the day. Wait a minute. I just lost my branding. I am so sorry, guys. Let me put this back up there. Um, Make sure I have this up there. Okay. Anyway, guys, today's channel supporter of this episode is Gamblers Unknown. I see him in the chat right now. I see a lot of people in the chat, but Gamblers Unknown. He's been a supporter of mine since day one. Me and him talk almost daily. Hey, you got to go over and check out his channel, Gamblers Unknown, also Major Chasers. And we'll be having a whole segment on him. And if you guys can't see it, I got this sweatshirt yesterday. Let me take it off and I can show you what it looks like from behind. That sounded kind of weird, but anyway, let's take a look at the back of the sweatshirt just so you guys could get a good look at that. Yes, I got a sweatshirt. This was from the Hit It and Quit It event, and I ended up getting two majors. So I ended up getting a sweatshirt. Thank you, Gamblers Unknown. I really appreciate you. I am going to bring Vic T in right now, but first I just want to say hi to everybody. Melvin Lopez, Claudia the Italian slot chick, I appreciate you. I'm going to be reaching out to you. Sister Yoshi, it's a slot machine. Jaywalking Las Vegas, I'm going to have him on the show pretty soon. PNN Slots, again, Sister Yoshi, Gamblers Unknown, Brazen. I appreciate you guys. Chris and Lou Slots, thank you for coming in. Preston Thomas, thank you. Wow, there's a lot of people in here right now. I really appreciate each one of you. Maritza D, thank you for coming in. Slot Sister, there you go. Anyway, guys, let's get our special guest in here. I call him the All-Nighter King. Let's see where he's at.
What up? What
Good
up?
morning, Vic. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad. Hanging out at Red Rock for the last,
You're at Red Rock.
I don't know, 14 hours.
So, All-Nighter King, you're at Red Rock right now. What time did you go to Red Rock this morning?
I went 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
That's why he's the king of all-nighters, guys.
And I'm still here and awake.
Right? I'm surprised you're there and awake.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to stay awake.
You're doing your best to stay awake. Cool. So tell us about yourself, bro. Let everybody know who you are, how you started your channel.
So I've been gambling for over 20 years, and when YouTube became a thing, like I don't know, years ago, I watched everyone else on YouTube, and I'm like, man, this looks like fun. They're out gambling and sharing their wins. I want to do that. So I figured, well, I'm already at the casino gambling all the time. I might as well just do something with it. So I one of the first people I met in person was actually VLR. I ran into him at the Silverton out here in Vegas, and he's like, "Hey, look, worst case scenario, you do it and you don't like it, just don't do it anymore. If you do it and you're having fun and you're meeting cool people and you enjoy it, keep doing it." And 4 years later, here I am, still doing
Wow.
it.
Still doing it. So you had a good point right there. If you do it and you like it, keep doing it. However, I think the hardest part for a lot of people, myself included, was taking that first jump. You know,
Right.
first doing it. How long did you wait before you did it?
So probably 6 or 7 months
Okay.
from when I did it. So I made a few videos, of bonuses, and then I watched it back, and I was like, "There's no way I could share this. I sound like an idiot." The camera's shaky, it's tilted. Like just rookie things, that you do in the beginning before you get used to, how to hold a phone. How where to talk into, where to look into. When you turn the phone toward you,
Yeah.
so it was a lot of trial and error in the beginning for sure.
Okay. Definitely. I know the struggle there with I was scared to even talk, even if the machine was what the phone was pointed at the machine. I was scared
Right.
to talk on video.
Right.
I see you're getting a little tired there now. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. No, you're good though. You're good. I got like another, I don't know, couple hours till I get this major, so I ain't going
okay.
anywhere.
We'll turn it around in a minute so everybody can see what you're talking about. So when was your first hi Mama Mia? Thank you for coming in. JJ Slot Play, thank you. Cindy A, always welcome you in. Thank you very much. When was your first live and how did that go off?
So my first live was probably 3 years ago, and it was actually good. You know, back then there wasn't as much hoopla with YouTube and requirements to do a live on YouTube.
Okay.
Back then it was you have 100 subscribers, you just put the camera on live and you go live on YouTube. So it was a little easier back then. My first live I did at the Cosmo. Obviously, everyone knows Cosmo could care less. There's no permission needed. You
Yeah.
just put your tripod together and go to town. And it actually was good. I did a lot of lower betting in the beginning just because I was scared to do the bigger bets. I was scared to, have a losing live stream. So I was like, well, if I put $300 in and I bet 50 and 88 cents, it's going to last an hour. Like, even if you're not winning, it's going to last an hour.
Okay. Hey, that's a good point for channels starting out that are scared to have a losing live stream. That's a good technique. Myself, I just put money in. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. But that's the
Right.
reality of gambling. But I do got to be careful. I should be more like that because 300 bucks could go like that if you're betting $5, $10 a spin
Right.
or whatnot, and it has gone just like that.
Right.
If you're not careful on your bet amounts. So coming up, you're doing live streams. What are other channels that you've been involved with, or other channels that you hang out with and have fun with? The ones that you've met along the way.
So living in Vegas, I've met probably 70% of the slot channels out there. The channels that have been out for the last maybe 6 months, 8 months, I haven't met all of them yet, just because my work schedule is a little more hectic now than it used to be.
Yeah.
I used to work for myself. So, if someone was like, hey, we're going to be at the Cosmo, okay, I would drive down to the Cosmo. Now I'm at work. I can't just leave all the time. So, but yeah, I mean, I've literally met everyone. I mean, from Brian Christopher, NG, Big Jackpot, Lady Luck, Slot Lady, And then even some of the newer ones like Brazen and, Slot Club 500 and you, and, so it's pretty cool. I mean, the friends I've made through the YouTube channel are honestly a better part of it than my YouTube channel.
Wow,
So
exactly. Hold on one second. I want to say hi to 5K Grenade. What's up, brother? I hope you're doing okay today. Brazen Slots again, Spanglish Slots again, Lily Slots. Thank you for tuning in. Becky A, appreciate you guys. JJ Slot Play, Olga Rosas. There you go. Glad to see you this morning. Everybody, love that you're in here. Please don't forget to hit that like button. That really helps me out. That's the best thing you can do for me, to help me keep producing this content. So the friends, talk about the friends that you've made. Are there channels like me? I tried to get out to Red Rock last night. We had some issues. The Great American Gambler, thank you for coming in. Jackpot Joe's Adventures and Slots and More. I think that's who was in there. Anyway, tell us about some of the friends you met and hung out with. Um, that you go out of your way when you know they're in town to go hang out with them. Jackpot Joe Adventures and Slots. Thank you.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's really simple. If someone's in town and, just shoot me a message, let me know. I mean, whether you're a channel that started last week with 8 subscribers or you're a channel with 400,000. And if you message me and say, hey, look, I'm going to be at the Cosmo at 6. Okay. I'm going to be at Red Rock at 8. Okay. I mean, I love the friends I've made. So, I mean, I'm going to go out of my way for anyone, that I can whenever I can. It's hard because, sometimes people will just come into town, they'll do a pop-up and they're like, oh, I miss seeing you.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard when I'm sitting on a couch at 8 o'clock and you just go live. It takes me 30 minutes to drive to the strip. So, if I know ahead of time, I'll make, I'll go out of the way, and make the effort to, go wherever they're at. I know most people that come here, they don't have a car. So it's, it's a little bit harder for them to be like, oh yeah, well, let me just drive out to your local or Uber out to your local,
That's a good point. I was going to ask you that question. So you're 30 minutes away from the strip.
Yeah, from my garage to the Cosmo parking garage is about 25-30 minutes.
Okay. Super Squirrel, thank you for coming in. Melly Love Slots, glad to see you. So it's about 30 minutes. But it brings me to an interesting point that you're saying, the friends that you've made. And I was just talking to Jeremy from Jaywalking Vegas. Melvin Lopez, hello. We had this conversation. Most of these people you would have never met had you not been on YouTube. And
Correct.
that got me thinking, when we come to Vegas, there's thousands of gamblers that are out there that have the same connection to each other that us YouTubers do. However, they don't YouTube, so we wouldn't meet them. Do you often, when you sit down on a machine, the person next to you, do you strike up a conversation with them? Because that got me thinking. Hey, all these people have the same commonality things that we do.
Right.
Right.
So usually I'm not the one to strike up a conversation. I might say something like, say they're one off from a bonus. I'm like, oh man, that was close, or oh, that could have been a good bonus, and then I feel them out. Some people, when they play, they don't want to have a conversation. They don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh man, that was close, and they give me an eye, like they could care less, I just go back to playing my game. When they're like, oh yeah, that's, I had this bonus the other day, and they start talking to me, I'll sit down next to them and, have the conversation. And, if they start doing well on a certain bet, I'll bump my bet up or change my bet down, depending on what they're doing, to try to get the same, outcome that they're having,
Exactly. But I mean, Wannabe Slots channel Steve, welcome in. Super Squirrel, welcome in. That just got me thinking, because I would have never met anybody. Karen in the kitchen, thank you for coming in. She says hi to Rhino Man and Vic T.
What up?
Karen in the Kitchen will be on the show Thursday, so you guys got to check that out. I am super excited for her to be on this show. I can't wait to interview her. Um, but I would have never met any of these people had it not been for YouTube, and it's just
Right.
making me wonder with all of the friendships that I've started to generate because of YouTube. I wonder how many other people are out there. When I go into a casino now, that's what I think. How many of these other people are just like me, or just like some of the people that I've met in the YouTube community.
Right. And you get a lot of it too. When I'm out, whether it's Rampart or Red Rock, and I'm filming, I get all the time, people, I'll finish the video and they're like, hey, what's your slot channel? Like people know,
Yeah.
Even just regular gamblers that aren't other slot channels, they see someone with a phone out in the casino and they automatically know what we're doing. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly. So you said Rampart and Red Rock. Those are your base casinos, right? I know Brazen, she plays at a lot of them. But those are your base casinos that you go to the most.
Yeah. I mean, Santa Fe Station is probably the closest to my house, which is a sister property to Red Rock.
Okay.
However, I feel I do better at Red Rock, than I do there. So I'll drive the extra 10 minutes, to go to Red Rock, and play the games I like to play and, have a better run for my money. Most of us, if you gamble, you lose. Casinos aren't beautiful for, because people win. So, my thing is if I could slow the bleed, and get 15 hours out of $1,000 instead of 15 minutes, I'm going to make that trip to the casino that lets me, play longer,
What and I saw this on Oh Yeah Slots yesterday. He did a segment where what can I get with $5? Basically, he had $5 in credit, and then he had 200 and I believe $25 in free play.
Right.
And his whole thing was most people that go to the casino, the average person only brings around $300 to spend.
Right.
So you could do exactly like you just said, slow the bleed, or if you could get the entertainment value out of that $300 where you're playing up and down, and you
Right.
could get
Right.
like 3 4 hours of entertainment, then it's worth it. But if
Exactly.
how many times have you gone into the casino and how many times have you gone into the casino and then dropped $300 in 5 minutes? You know.
I don't even know if I could count that high. I try to bring a little bit more money. However, there are some days I come in the casino, I take $200 out of my wallet and I play for 12 hours and I never dip back in. So, I try to, like I tell everyone, like, gambling is, you got to be responsible with it. You got to pay your bills and put food in the fridge first. Gambling money can't be life money, so, I set myself a budget, and there are some days it's, maybe it's 200. There are some days it's only free play. There's days it's
Exactly.
1,000, and it's, I always look at it, go to the casino with what you could afford and you'll be okay not going home with.
Exactly. Hi, Lolo
So,
Slots, Lily Slots. Too many times, LOL dropped $300 and no What did she say? No bonus? Yeah.
yeah.
It's been there. So you're in the casino right now.
Yep.
You've been there since 4 o'clock last night. How often do you get that many hours out of the casino, or how often do you go to the casino?
So it depends. Monday through Friday, I'm really not in a casino. I work, 10 to 12 hour days. If there's a promotion, I'll stop on the way home from work, go and grab my free play or do my wheel spin or, go do a slot tournament, whatever they got going on. But I generally don't play during the week.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday is my casino day. I usually do my live on Saturday.
Okay.
I try to do it in the afternoon, give or take, between 1 and 4 o'clock. I try to do the same time, depending on my schedule and what I have to do for real life outside of gambling.
Okay.
And then Sunday is generally like a fun day. Sunday will be the day I go out and make videos or, I go and get content. My live stream day is, live streaming is a lot of work for anyone that hasn't done a live yet. it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of reading the chat, and then there's little things, you start to learn to play the slot machine actually through your phone. So you're not looking over the phone at the machine you're playing, you're actually watching it on the screen. So you catch the chat, you get to see what they see. But it's a lot of work. You get 50, 60 people in the chat, and you're one person having a conversation with 50 others. So usually after my live, I just want to, get something to snack on and go home.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm right here. I'm outside my norm. I'm not at my studio at home. We ended up staying here last night. So I'm here in the hotel room. You can see the background behind me is a little bit off and everything. So uh, that's just it. It's hard for me to read the chat because I have it on this bench and I'm looking down like I was trying to do that. But you brought up a good point with going to stopping by the casino and picking up the specials. Anybody in California knows Yamava, they give out gifts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So anytime that I'm around in that area, I'll stop and I'll pick up the free gifts. Do the local casinos out here do like the free gifts? You get crock pots and stuff like that. I have a question about that if they do. Um, do they give out gifts and stuff like that out here?
So Vegas is a unique gambling market. Every other state I've ever gambled in, you get the mailer. Come get your TV. Come get your crock pot. Come get your little fryer. I go play one time and I get it. In Vegas, you really don't get the gifts.
Okay.
They'll do like the station casinos on Fridays. They'll do like a bathrobe or slippers, or this month they gave out a box of chocolate. And next weekend, on Friday is a bottle of wine. But the gifts in Vegas are, they're $20 little gifts. They definitely don't give out the quality gifts that you would get in like Yamava. Those guys are giving out, $500 gifts. Those guys are giving out, $500 in free play. The locals here, a visitor would get 10 times pretty much what a local gets.
Okay.
So, like Rampart, I'm elite card there, which is their top tier. And I only get $135 a week free play.
Yeah.
There's people coming to Vegas. They get 2 free nights in a wraparound suite at the Cosmo and $1,000 free play, and they're out here for 3 days twice a year. So they try to the locals. We live on locals, so we live on visitors. So the casinos are always going to give more to the guy visiting than the guy that lives here.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. So the free gifts, Yamava does a good job with free play because they give out a ton of free play and a ton of gifts. And the reason I asked about the gifts, because right now I have a closet at home, and I call myself Christmas shopping because every time I go there, I'll pick something up, and now I have just this whole closet that's just filled with like lights and blankets and crock pots and speakers, and I could go in there and pull something out if we're going to an event and wrap it up. There you go. But yeah, Yamava does a good job at that. So what you're the king of all nighters. What's the weirdest thing that you've seen in a casino?
So a few. Obviously, drunk in Vegas go together. So
Yeah.
the drunk people is definitely, one of the weirder things. You get these people at 3 a.m, and I don't even know if they're just drunk or tired. But I've seen people sleeping on slot machines. I've literally seen people sitting in chairs with a puddle of piss under them. Just because they're so drunk, they pass out and can't get up. That's probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Out in Vegas, other than just the regular activity of, the typical gambler, the one that, touches the screen or, hits the button 3 times before they hit the spin button, like, those, the rituals that people have, but
The OCD gambler.
the OCD gambler. Yeah.
Hey,
I
that's a
mean,
good channel name right there.
right, right. I mean, realistically, I mean, once you learn how a slot machine works, it's a random number generator. You hit spin, that means it knows what it's doing. So, all the rituals, it's fun, it's entertaining if you want to do it, but as long as you're not breaking a machine in the meantime,
Okay. Yeah,
which I've seen people do that too.
oh, I have. I think we even got one in our chat here. Did I see wannabe slot channel, Steve? What's up, bro? I'm not gonna put you on blast, but I've known some people that have broke machines on accident.
Right.
Um, Rain's World, biggest slots. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. But I've known people that have broke machines, like myself. I have my Rhino ring. If I tap that screen a little bit too hard, that thing's gonna crack. So,
Right.
I've seen people do that. I've seen people just straight out punch the machine.
Yeah.
I've seen people that get mad that jumped up and kicked the machine. So yeah, there's some angry gamblers out there. Uh, we know it happens, but
Right. Right.
yeah, that's I think one of the I've seen a couple of people that have passed out, had seizures. Um, I've seen people fall off the blackjack table, just straight boom off the floor.
Right.
Uh, yeah, and then I've seen the gambler that you know won $5 and screaming their heads off.
Right.
It's just
Right.
a little bit of everything, and it's fun. I mean, that's part of what me and not Mrs. Rhino do a lot. Is we'll go to the bar, we'll sit and play some video poker, and just straight out people watch and just enjoy the whole atmosphere of everything.
Right.
Let's see what Becky A says. She goes, I thought button slappers were bad, but the the pounding on the screen is so much worse. You
Yeah.
know what? Hey, enjoy my world. Thank you for coming in. I've seen that too, where they're like, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. So button slappers are bad, especially if you're filming. I don't know if you've had this, but if you're filming, especially on a Dragon Link, and somebody's sitting right next to you, just going,
Right.
that drives me crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and you could tap the button. If tapping a button is something you want to do, you could tap the button silent. You don't have to slam the thing like you're trying to send it through the bottom of the machine. You
Exactly.
know.
How many times have you sat at a machine and the buttons don't work?
Exactly. Exactly. And there's even videos I have, where I'm in the video commenting, like, well, sorry guys, I can't bet 250 because the 250 button doesn't work, or, I gotta only pick a denom and bet the button. I can't speed up the free spins because the spin button's broken. So
So let me ask you this. You've been doing this a while. You have quite a few viewers. Um, how have you progressed your channel as far as, what have you done different throughout? Have you tried different challenges? You're in Vegas. Do you collab a lot with other creators? Um, what what helps you grow, or what do you plan on doing um, to innovate your channel to something else? Because we're all the same. We all have slot videos
right.
like that. But what do you do to stand out, or what have you thought about doing to stand out?
So the collab thing I love. I don't have too many that I've done. But I mean, for me, I'm always up for doing it. You do like a part 1 video you put on one channel, a part 2 video you put on the other channel. This way it's kind of, you're doing it with the other channel. So you want the people to watch it on both channels, you
Yeah.
know. So I mean, I'm always game for that, and it doesn't even have to be like we each put $100 in and we do 100 on one, 100 on the other. It could be, hey, I'm gonna be with you playing this machine, and then you pick a machine, and you put yours on your channel, mine on my channel, and it's kind of one of those, hey, part 1, part 2, who did better. So I'm always up for that. I did take, I took about a year, a little over a year off from my channel. It started becoming, too much work. I was the guy that, wanted to watch every single video and every single live and comment on everything I watched, for everyone that was subscribed to me. So, as my channel got bigger, it's impossible. I can't watch, 150 videos a day. There's only so much time. So, I try to share, and watch. There'll be nights I'm at home. I got one phone watching one video, the other phone watching another video. I got a third person on my TV. You know, trying to share the love, and I might not comment every time, but I try to watch everyone as much as I can. That's out there supporting me, watching me. So, because it's important.
It is important. It takes a lot of time, and like you
Right.
said, you have so many subscribers. You can only do so much, but watching videos, like you said, on two phones and the TV. If you guys want to check something out, check out DJ Starman 69. He has like 5 computers set up with 7 monitors, and he has a different video on each one, and that's how he supports the channels that he follows. I mean, he has a bunch of them out there, that do it, but that it makes me laugh because that's sort of what I do. I have my laptop, I have my phone, I have the TV. Um,
Right.
in each room, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this, so I go and I put playlists on for other channels. um
Right.
Anything that I can help support, I'll go do that through the house. I'll put them in all the different TVs and stuff like that,
Right.
because of that. So when you took your break off from YouTube, did you get demonetized, or did you put some content out there just so they wouldn't stop you?
Yeah, so generally YouTube, it's 1 year. It's 365 days. If you don't post anything, in 365 days, that's generally when. And it's not that they demonetize you right away. They'll send you an email and they'll say, hey, we notice there's no activity on your channel. Are you still, going to be posting videos? And honestly, it's really simple, because you could just post something on your channel when you're taking time off, like, hey guys, I am off. What's your biggest win you've had in the last year that I haven't been there to watch? Just putting up something like that on your page, not even having a video or a live, just like a question or one of those posts, that
In
counts as
your community,
activity.
yeah.
So, I mean, for me, when I took my time off, I was in between jobs. Uh, I was in between jobs, and gambling was starting to be extremely expensive for me. I'm not the luckiest person. I mean, I have some great wins and big bonuses, but I'm not. I could go out with 10 people, and I'll lose more than the other 90% of the time. But I enjoy it. It's so when I took the time off, it was a combination of spending too much, and the amount of work that I was putting into YouTube and meet and greets, and it actually started to take the fun out of gambling. So I still played, but I just took the time away. I took the time away from YouTube just to enjoy it and live, and not feel like I go from one job to another job, and you got to play certain games, and you got to bet certain amounts, and
Exactly.
if you get $300 in a machine, you get 4 bad bonuses. Well, it's okay. You got to show the real side, put a few bad ones in, but no one wants to watch 20 minutes of bad bonuses. So
Well, we we
yeah, and
we
it can
don't
get
know that.
expensive.
We don't know that yet. Nobody wants to watch 20 minutes of bad bonuses, but I'm putting a channel together with nothing but losers. You stick $100 in. If there's no win, I want that video. So
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna I'm
right.
gonna do an experiment. I like experimenting with things, but I want to say hi to Nina Slots and things. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Um,
Yeah, no. I was, like I said, I was just saying, like I started gambling. I was 20 years old. I mean, when I first went to a real casino, it was before I was even technically allowed to gamble, and I find it fun and entertaining, and I like the sounds and the noise and you know, when I got into YouTube, it became such a job, you know, that it started to be, oh, well, I got to stop on the way home. I got to get 3 videos for Saturday, or I got to, it started to not be fun.
yeah,
The live streams are fun because everyone's in the chat. So, you're having a conversation, you're playing, you're doing your thing. But the backside of it, wound up being so much work. I was like, look, I just want to take some time off and go back to just me, having fun. And, it's the
hi,
time I took. Yeah, go ahead.
hi, Tracy Ford. Hi, Jazzy J's Slots. Thank you for coming in. So you have so much fun. So here's a couple of things. You like collabs? Maybe next week or something. Me and you could do something long distance collab. I'll
Yeah,
be
for
at
sure.
Yamaba. I'll have you on. I'll have you on. We'll do a little $100 live session,
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
that would be part one. And then part two, you have me on. I'll show you how to set up StreamYard so you could film your session there and my session at the same time. We'll be in two
Right.
different casinos, but both machines will be on screen.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'll do a challenge with you sometime either next week or something. We'll set something up after the call or something
Yeah,
where
yeah, for
we're
sure.
both on the screen at the same time. We'll do it once on my channel and once on your channel, part one and part two, just like you
Yeah,
said.
for sure.
Um, so let's see. Do you want to turn the camera around so people can see what you're playing right now? And
So do you just hit the cam button on this thing to turn it
okay,
around, or
so yeah, hit the cam, and then you got to scroll up and turn it to back.
all right, let's see. I'm with baby girl showed up, so she's done
Settings.
StreamYard before, so
Settings.
setting.
Settings.
No,
Just
camera.
kidding.
Yep.
Oh, just kidding.
Camera.
My phone's
Hey,
being
baby
slow.
girl Gypsy, how are you doing? Oh, we just lost them, guys. Hopefully they'll come back. We'll wait a few minutes. Let me see what I've missed here in the chat. I watched the real. I missed Slot Sister there. I got to slow this down. Double bonus time says wannabe slots channel Steve. Slot Sister, thank you, thank you, Rhino Man. Rhino Man's awesome. I appreciate that. Tracy Ford, thank you for coming in. Everybody who's come in. Oh, we got Vic T back. Let's get him back on the screen.
Yeah, I was trying to turn my camera around, so I'll try to do it this way. So I'm a WMSG Deluxe player, and the ones at Red Rock have must hit buys. So this is that's what I'm still here chasing. So
Okay.
I started playing this machine at Progressive was at $400. It's now at $493.23 and has to hit by 500. So at this point, it's principle. I'm not going to walk away from it. The last 500 I put in this machine to chase the 500 to break even, I'm up $49. So it's so far so good. So I got $6 and change to go worth of wins to get that thing to pay me. So
Definitely. Do you want to hit a couple of spins there?
yeah. So how do you? So
If
you
you
go
go
to
to
setting?
settings,
Yep.
camera, and then just scroll up a little bit so it'll tell you back facing, back camera or front camera.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. All right. So
And let me put you on. I'll do it this way, so I could do this so everybody
to put
can
it
get a
to
better
put it
look.
back in there. Yeah.
There you go.
Get that thing.
Dino Kid, thank you for coming in this morning. We're getting
So
ready to
now,
watch some slot play.
do I go back? All right. So if I turn my phone to be in landscape, does it adjust if I turn my phone this way?
There you go.
Oh yeah, there it goes. All right. So let's see if we could get a win big enough to get that major. We'll try to do that. We'll try to do that live.
I know it's coming.
So yeah. So generally, it's the bigger the win, the more likely you are to trigger it. So
Gamblers Unknown said these were the original Major Chaser machines.
yes, it's exactly what it is. It's an original Major Chaser. And, you know, there's been some nights I've been on these things way too long. Tonight was definitely, well, today, yesterday was definitely one of those nights. I probably should have given up back when the first $100 I put in, it didn't do anything. So
Come on, get that bonus.
let's see if we get anything to hit big.
Do you need a gypsy booty rub?
Baby girl's done.
I think the machine needs a gypsy booty rub.
Right? So now it's 493.27. But yeah, these were the original Major Chaser, you know, games, and you know, I've hit a bunch of them recently. So I have 2 of them on Mystical Unicorn. I have 1 on Chronos. You know, doing the same thing, just sitting down, chasing, and hoping for the best. It'd be fun if we could get a bonus.
Slot Sister says, my mom stays on that machine for 12 hours. She loves the beer Hans.
Yeah, so I've literally been on this machine. I mean, I've been on it so long, it doesn't even show my points that I've earned. I've literally gone over the allotted time for my card session. Oh, come on.
Come on.
Lady, get there. That would have been nice. Yeah, so we'll take a few more spins. We'll try to...
CL Slot 6 says those paid by Progressive can hit at any time.
Yeah. So it starts at 250 and has to reward by 500. So, you know, the thing like with the G Deluxe machines, unlike a Dragon Link, the majors and you know that every time you spin, it'll go up. So these games, it basically only goes up as you win. So the bigger the win, the more likely you are to trigger it or, you know, get it closer. So the downfall with these, if you're not winning anything and the machine goes cold, it could take forever for that thing to go up another $6.
Oh, wow.
That's the only downfall with these. So, you know, what I started doing is, you know, I started doing a lot of bigger bets to get bigger wins to kind of force the thing along. So.
Okay. Hi, Shelly, Jarkeys, and Slots. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. He's so close to getting that major. He's just got to get a couple good hits. Look at that, 493.
And it has to hit by 5. So, I mean, you know, if I could just get, you know, a $200 or $300 line hit, or, you know, it's crazy because I had a bonus earlier for 500 and change and it didn't trigger it. So I was kind of bummed, but I did hit the minor, which is, it starts at 25 and has to hit by 50. I think I hit it 9 times or 8 or 9 times already in the time I've been chasing this silly major.
So I have a question for you. You play a lot at Rampart and Red Rock. Do you get hotel room stays in Vegas because you play a lot? And do you, since you live here, do you go out to the hotels and stay overnight?
Yeah, so I do a lot. So Red Rock, generally, the stations in general will give me 2 free nights a month. Rampart, you know, my host there is really good to me, and it's pretty much whatever I want at Rampart I could stay. So, you know, we did, you know, like for the Super Bowl, you know, we stayed there for Saturday night, Sunday night, for Super Bowl weekend. You know, we stayed for, you know, baby girl's birthday, you know, and it's kind of nice because, you know, you could have a few drinks and you don't have to worry about, you know, driving home. You just go to your room. So, yeah, I love staying at the properties out here, you know, whether it's a Cosmo or Rampart or Red Rock, or, you know, it's kind of nice to, you know, feel like you're on vacation when you're actually home.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Plus you don't have far to drive. Like us, we got the 2.5 hour drive home. The 2.5 hour drive of shame, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. But Yeah, no, it's like I said, I love staying at the properties. It's the food. Most of them, have plenty of food that's good to eat. And there's slots, so it definitely gives me something to do.
Win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win. Except
Biggest slot channels want to know: do you get golf comps?
golf. So at Red Rock, I don't. Uh, it's kind of weird. Red Rock is like, it's their premier property. So the only downfall with Red Rock, even though I'm a bigger gambler here, the amount of money that comes through a casino like Red Rock, I'm a small pea in a pod, So, the guys that, are coming here and running $1 million a month through the machines, those are the guys that they're, paying for golf and, stuff like that. Now Rampart, I mean, I could probably get golf there, I could get, food, I could get pretty much anything I want. Uh, I could get there. So,
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we are coming up on 52 minutes. I want to keep this under an hour. And guys, I'm trying to keep these under an hour because of two reasons. Some of my videos that I really enjoy talking to them, and like Vic, I could probably sit here and talk and watch him play this game for another couple of hours.
right.
However, I've noticed in my analytics when I post the live interviews that are just under an hour, they seem to take off. They get 1K in views, whereas
Right.
the videos that I post after an hour, like an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes, they're fantastic interviews, and the information is super. Like for instance, Filthy, it's taken that video so long to hit 1K in views, whereas some of the other ones just take off right away. Go back through some of my videos. You're gonna get some wonderful. If you haven't seen the interview with the Yoshis, with Filthy, any of the past interviews that I've done, go back and watch them. They're worth the watch. I want to thank you, Vic, for being on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. Thanks
Uh,
for having me, man. It's been a blast.
yeah, it has. I wish we could have hit up. Let's see. Vegas Slot Channel says we play at Rampart mostly now. Are you in Vegas, Jazzy? I guess she wants to know if Jazzy J's in the Vegas. Anthony R, thank you for coming in. Kino Kid, I look like Jason Statham. I'd be good. I got Kino Kid and Kino Candy coming in. I got Slot Mates next week. We have a lot of good interviews coming up, guys. I want you guys to stay tuned. I'll be sending out some thumbnails. Vic, always a pleasure, bro. Say
Yeah,
hi to
for sure.
Nico Gypsy. Um, you know, I appreciate you guys, and you have a wonderful week, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there, let the good times roll. Until next time, I will see you guys.